Welcome back to IPL Fight Club, guys. In the top left-hand corner of Tal'Darim Altar, we have, hailing from Team Liquid, that is their blue Protoss player, HerO. And his opponent in the bottom left-hand corner from Team NSHS, it is the reigning GSL Codes champion, the reigning IPL Fight Club champion, Jjakji.
Yeah, I bet all the Team Liquid fans out there have just got to be going crazy right now.
I
know.
know.
I mean, HerO's playing so well. Even if he does end up losing this, I mean, which would be a tragedy for them, but even if he does end up losing this, he's played so well this series. He's really made a good showing of himself, I feel. But it's a good map for him. I mean, again, this is a map that HerO picked. He certainly does seem comfortable on these bigger maps. And even though Jjakji did take the teal color, I don't know if it's going to be enough this game. I don't know, man.
Well, we're 2 out of 2 so far in Jjakji wins with the teal color. We'll see if the trend holds true. But, all right, so this is a very large map. And initially, you know, it's, you know, if Jjakji were planning to do some sort of one base siege push or something like that, you know, he's not going to be able to get underneath his opponent's natural as easily if he wanted to do something very aggressive, 1-on-1, something like that. But we'll see what these positions are going to lead to us now.
Yep, that's right. It's kind of weird how the flowers kind of jiggle a little bit on these levels. You ever notice that?
Yeah, right there.
They sort of move in the wind a little bit. To a certain extent, they kind of look like they're just kind of jiggling a little bit.
Yeah, they do, actually. So
jiggly flowers.
It's realistic, man. You don't even know. All right, let's see. You remember back when, like, Lost Temple, you could actually find out where a Zerg player was because flowers would disappear off of the hatchery position and stuff like that?
Of course, the creep would kind of make them disappear, wasn't it? Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And then there was someone who's like, if you look, when someone builds a building, the ground, like, evens out where the building would be. I'm like, who actually pays attention to the map like that much that they would notice that stuff?
Yeah,
I mean,
the time you spend looking at every square inch trying to go along. Wait, is it there? No, it's not. Oh, now I'm dead. So
like I should have been building SCVs, I
exactly.
guess. Oh, well.
All right. It looks like HerO decided to open up Nexus first, throwing down a gateway after that. His opponent, on the other hand, is doing a 1-Rex gasless FE, so it looks like we are in store for another decent macro game. Now, the last go-around was a little bit different. HerO did a 1-gate expand, and Jjakji did command center first. So, kind of the flip side of things here, but we'll see what kind of a game it leads to.
Yep. I'm really curious to see how many barracks Jjakji is going to go after this. He's shown us 5. He's shown us 3. Will he show us 4 this time to kind of round out the builds that do that, or will he? I would expect it's probably going to be 3 again, but we'll have to wait and see.
Certainly.
Could decide to just make battle cruises. Who knows? Oh, a little bit of bunker rushing going on here. Taking advantage of the fact that the first Zealot is not quite out yet, making HerO pull a couple probes off the line.
Right, and looks like, oh wow, the SCV not going down quite yet. This Marine has already gotten itself a couple of kills, as a matter of fact. Now, that bunker will eventually go down, but between a probe kill, pulling that many off of the line, it's been pretty useful.
Yep, that's right. And with that Zealot out, he should stay fairly safe. He is going to put up 2 more barracks, go for just 3 before he adds on the refineries, and there they are. Yep. So, yeah, we will see some teching here. Most likely it's going to be medevacs, but he could go for the ghosts as well. I'd really love to see him go for the double engineering bay that you see players like Slayers MMA trying. MME? Who's that? Slayers MMA trying lately in TPP. That's right.
Just imagine MMA with a thick mustache. So.
That's right. It's got like emo hair where it like comes down and covers one eye. And Slayers MME.
All right, and Jjakji just finishing up his next orbital command, but he's going to be ready for some add-ons here in just a second. So a little bit more conventional way to approach this so far, but I think it would be fun to see that MMA-style double engineering bay and just go after mass upgrades and try and match your opponent, especially Protoss players now. It's cheaper for them to get upgrades. They can chrono boost them out very, very quickly. So
yeah. The cool thing is that you can keep up as a Terran player if you do that. I mean, you can keep up with the Protoss on upgrades, even with Chrono Boost. The only thing you sacrifice then is your tech, so you have to kind of watch out for that as well. Oh, man, Jjakji's going to wish he had the bunker finished here. How close is it to finishing?
It is still about 5 or 6 seconds away, and these Zealots have ripped through a lot of Marines, and now the bunker is done, and he's going to have to get away, and the Stalker will safely, well, make it out of there and just taunt the bunker from afar, apparently.
You kind of count the blood spatters there. You've got 5, 1 for each Marine, and he did lose 2 Zealots. So money-wise, things came out pretty even there.
Yeah, HerO a little bit ahead, 50 resources ahead, but again, a pretty even trade, especially now that the bunker is up. Ooh, looks like he may just go around the outside. Well, that's what I thought he was going to do, but smartly and patiently just picks off one unit
he's just
there.
Gonna walk past. Oh, the supply depot still. Oh, but there is a Marauder there. Yes. Got to be careful, and he's going to lose that Stalker.
Nice job. Good control there by Jjakji.
Yep.
And let's see here. We do have Double Forge already coming out for HerO, so a lot earlier on this go-around. Wants to make sure that he's not going to fall prey to what happened on Antigua Shipyard and get so far behind in upgrades.
Yeah, Protoss versus Terran upgrades can really take you a long way, too. I mean, you can get EMP'd in some certain situations, and if your upgrades are far enough ahead, you could still live. It's a little bit unlikely, but it does happen. We do see it on a fairly regular basis. It's kind of crazy just how much the upgrades make in terms of difference if there's a big disparity.
And there's 1-1 already on the way, so that's going to pull a nice advantage for him very quickly on in this game. Jjakji investing in the rest of his add-ons right now as he does put up those bunkers up at his front wall, be nice and safe. And, well, may just start tearing through the destructible rocks here in a second. If your units aren't doing anything, might as well do something with them. No, they're just going to look at them for a while.
Yep. They're like, these rocks.
Sightseeing.
These are like ancient historical burial rocks or something. We can't destroy these.
And Jjakji's going to pull back with his units right now. Unfortunately, not going after that expansion. 6 gate now for HerO with double upgrades. So, of course, this is setting behind his robotics facility and robotics bay and any potential Twilight Council or Templar that he would go after. But, of course, he is going to have some incredibly upgraded units. And, of course, Protoss have no regard for historical rocks, and they will bust right through theirs.
Not at all. They love just destroying planets. We've seen it in the single player. The nice thing with how all this double forge stuff works out for Protoss is that it lets you get blink, on a fairly early basis and charge if you want to as well. So it keeps you safe against a lot of those early Terran pushes, or at least gives you some utility to defend them better with. So that's kind of the nice side benefit of the double forge, is that it causes you to get that Twilight Council faster. And we've seen a lot of Protoss players just say, well, as long as I've got the Twilight Council, I might as well get Templar and just go after, Templar tech as well.
We do already have an armory up now for Jjakji, along with his 4th and 5th barracks. So he's going to be on double engineering bay. We'll be able to invest in a lot of upgrades. But, of course, his opponent's already done with 1-1, and the Twilight Council is finished as well. So I would imagine 2-2 is going to start here not too long from now. There it is.
We'll see. Yeah, there it is. And another Nexus is going to be starting pretty soon here. Oh, is he actually going to hide it on that place? I actually think that place is better, honestly. I mean, it's a little bit more defendable. If you get into a drop situation, you can run into some kind of tight spots with it. But in general, that's a little bit safer place to take your Nexus in these positions. All
right, once again, a pretty passive game to start, and neither player's gone after their third or began constructing their third quite yet. Upgrades, both players are going to go up very quickly to very advanced upgrades, but so upgrade disparity shouldn't be too much of an issue here, but of course HerO Fees, diligent with his Chrono Boost, will be a little bit faster.
I really like how Jjakji is doing a lot of scouting as well with this. He's doing a good job of not being caught unawares by anything. Now there's a Robo Bay for HerO, so he's going to be going for Colossi, it looks like.
Yeah, robotics facility coming up right now, but Blink is going to be finished. He's got enough stalkers, though. Maybe he'll just decide to put up an observer or something like that and maybe into his opponent's base for now. Let's see here. He's going to be very well upgraded. I will say that, though. 2-2 just finishing up. There's the Ghost Academy coming out of Jjakji, and both players look like they really want to commit to a strong 2-base attack. We'll see if Jjakji, with his newfound 225 resources, will decide to put up a command center behind this as well.
There's a Nexus just started right now for HerO. And that may not be the best timing because his opponent's moving across the map, and he is going to be pretty strong when he gets there. It's going to be combat shields, +1 armor, +2 weapons. 2-2, as you are pointing out, is going to be finished for HerO, so that's going to be a good thing. But this is going to be a difficult push to hold off. Looks like he's going to wait for combat shields as well with this.
Yeah, I was looking at the time he had remaining to see how quickly he would get there in comparison to when this push was going to pop up. And indeed, as you can see, it was going to pop up just in time if Jjakji decided to go right then, but he is waiting for those upgrades to finish, as you mentioned. So, 2 more gateways, Templar Archives, and a Robotics Bay coming up at the same time. So once again, HerO is investing heavily into infrastructure right now. He's got to make sure he doesn't get caught off guard because Jjakji is actually going to have an enormously powerful push right here.
I kind of feel like to a certain extent we're seeing HerO make the same mistake. I feel like he's going for too much stuff. Well, he's going to lose that assimilator. Oh, maybe not.
All right. So it looks like he wants to catch those blink stalkers in the middle
that
first.
Bad idea. And yeah, now he can just go up the middle. I think HerO may have made a critical error here in this game. Oh, wow.
Jjakji not punishing him, though.
Yeah, deciding he didn't want to get caught between those two forces. Even though it probably would have been okay, it was a safe thing to do to pull back here in this case.
Sure.
This will give HerO time to get out Colossi, though.
And you are absolutely correct with 3-3 well on the way as well, and he's investing in units at the same time. There's only 5 workers separating these two players, so armies are not that far apart, to be perfectly honest.
Yep, and this is kind of what I was talking about a little bit last game, where I feel like Jjakji likes to force that kind of late game maxed out situation. Obviously, this game he's doing it on 2 bases. Oh, he's going to lose that medevac.
Yes, he is. And loses a couple of units there as well. Jjakji tried to go right through the front.
Ghosts.
He had a few ghosts sitting there, but they're all trapped on the other side. I don't think they've thrown down any EMPs yet, as all those Templars still have very high energy. They've still not thrown them down. There we go. 1 EMP hits a few of the sentries, but most of those are just dying. However, HerO still has Jjakji still has a lot of units behind.
Yeah, he's got 1 Colossus out that's going to help quite a bit as long as he doesn't lose it here. See more force fields splitting up the army again. The medevac count not very high for Jjakji, and he will have to pull back.
Yes.
That was kind of a close one for Liquid HerO there.
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was, as a matter of fact. But HerO now producing off of 3 bases, so we should be able to recover from this pretty quickly, especially with 3-3 upgrades going to finish not too long from now. Double drop coming from Jjakji on the left-hand side. Back at Jjakji's base, though, he has his next command center done. Looks like maybe 1 Zealot came down to pressure, but he has it done, but nothing is really being utilized there. I mean, no orbital command quite yet, no mining.
Yeah, I think HerO is really setting himself up into a great situation right now. He's got Storm on the way, another Colossi, putting up some cannons just for safety. Nothing wrong with investing a little bit to do that. He could even decide to take a 4th pretty soon if he wanted to as well. But, yeah, with the 3-3 upgrades, I mean, once he maxes out, he could just try to attack, too.
And we're going to see if that's going to be the case, because he has pulled an advantage in overall supply while maintaining that base advantage. As we said before, finally the destructible rocks are going down, and this orbital command is being the command center is being turned into an orbital command. We have a little strike team coming up, and it is actually going to take out this Nexus right away.
Oh, no cancel. Ouch.
400 resources lost there for HerO.
Yeah, that's no fun.
Right, and it looks like HerO's trying to push right through the front. There's the blink onto the high ground. We'll see how quickly Jjakji responds to this. We do have 2 Colossi here now, and the Vikings starting to poke away, but 1 Viking dies very quickly from those blink stalkers.
Yep, he's got to be a little bit careful with this. Doesn't want to lose too much quite yet, but this is a really strong push coming. Does he have any Templar with this? He just warps them in now. He wants to give them some time to get some energy, it looks like.
Right. Storm not quite finished up yet. The first 2 Templar he had turned into an Archon. He is finished with 3-3 with +1 shields on the way, and he's going to push his way into the 3rd down here. And Jjakji just really not able to defend. He's got to force himself through a little choke point here because of where the orbital command was actually situated at. And a couple of good force fields going down to prevent that army from attacking Jjakji.
Yep. He's got to be careful with those stalkers, though. He moved them to try to protect the Colossi, and they got into a bit of a rough spot there with the bio.
All right, well, let's see now as both our players are approaching max at the moment. Again, HerO has been able to maintain the better economy thus far, and we're going to see if he can keep that going because he is solidly on those 3 bases. An attack coming through, well, not really an attack, I'm sorry, just a drop, and it looks like that's going to get cleaned up pretty quickly. That medevac is going to fall down here in a second, and 3-3 Zealot's going to be able to clean everything else up.
Yep, that's right. He should be pretty drop-proof now with the upgraded charge slots. Should be fine there. He'll need to get something done, though. I mean, if he wants to play the long contain game, he needs to contain. So that's going to be something he's going to want to look at doing. Other than that, just kind of keeping his army safe, not getting into a bad position. And, oh, yeah, he's got to be really careful with those Colossi.
Takes a pretty good volley there, but I believe these Vikings are unupgraded. They indeed are. Let's see, a few Stalkers making their way over just to say, hey, what's going on? Oh, that's a big army. And they back away. A couple of units running down here into the 3rd, but there is a bunker up, so Those Zealots aren't going to do too much, and it looks like Jakji wants to take this time to try and move up through the front. He does avoid most of the force field, flooding his units through afterwards. HerO is trying to pull back at the moment as he establishes his his fourth, actually, and he's running another task group of units down around to the third of Jakji.
Yep. HerO does see it coming, though, so he might be able to get there in time. And, oh, there come the ghosts, and if he can force field those off, it'll be pretty good. Oh, no, gets EMP'd instead.
Wow.
EGNP's going out, and he does have a pretty high Viking count. Those probes are never going to mine.
No.
And this is a strong attack by Jakji. Oh, no.
All right, well, we're going to see if HerO can hold on. Don't forget, he is attacking down at the bottom left and killing his opponent's base as well. But those Colossi went down so quickly. The upgrades proving to be pretty resilient for HerO as he's able to defend for a while. Very nice storm right there, hitting so many units, dealing out so much DPS.
Yeah, he does do a little bit of sniping there, too, against the High Templar. The army for Jakji really low now. He's going to take huge damage if he takes any sort of storms at this point.
Yeah, definitely. Look at that. All autumn colors there as those units are so low at the moment.
HerO has actually caused that base to lift, though. That's exactly what he needs right now.
Yeah, and he's still sitting on 4 base himself.
Yeah, he's basically keeping Jakji to only 1. He's almost mined out in his main at the moment. So if HerO can kind of keep this momentum going, if he can hold off Jakji for just a little bit longer,
yes,
he's got an excellent chance of winning this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think there was I really thought Jakji was so close to just being able to push in and win there, you know. Maybe take out 1 or 2 bases, split the army in half. But because of the upgrades, because of the good storm control, Jakji was just never really able to commit despite how quickly he dispatched of those Colossi.
I think the big difference this game is that we saw HerO go for those upgrades a little bit quicker than in the other games that were similar to this. You know, before the upgrades were kind of going a little bit later. They were going at some of the times that a lot of the mid-game tech comes out. So he died to that push that Jakji did. The 2 other times he, well, really, yeah, 2 or 3 other times he won. So this time, got things started a little bit earlier, got a little bit better ordering of things, and survived the push. Now he survived the second bit of aggression from Jakji, at the same time denying his third. So
yeah.
HerO has really kind of figured this out, I think. So in a late-game situation, if he can control his units right, things are looking pretty good for our Protoss player.
Okay, well, HerO's going to push his way. I'm sorry, Jakji's going to push his way out right now. He's down by 38 workers. So please keep that in mind whenever you look at the supply difference between our 2 players right now, as that's all reflected in army. Ugh, good storms once again hitting a lot of units. These medevacs are very, very low. They're not going to provide a lot of healing support here. Looks like 1 Colossus quickly fell up at the top, but this army for Jakji's going to try and make his way up. Again, good positioning storms, allowing so many units to walk on through.
Yeah, those Vikings on the high ground, too, are so annoying to deal with. They're out of vision range, so you need something that shows you units on high grounds. But did a good job zoning out with the storms.
All right, let's see here if Jakji can really make this work. Another base coming up for HerO on the right-hand side. Don't forget, guys, it is 4-3 in advantage of HerO right now. If he takes this game, then he has won the set and knocked Jakji off of the hill and collects the $100 bounty in addition to the $500 prize.
Yep. And, oh, Dark Shrine going down for Liquid HerO, too, as well. Great way to limit your opponent's late-game bases in Protoss versus Terran.
Yeah.
And he is maxed out. He's got a good supply lead. He's got the upgrades lead. Is that +3 shields finishing up, or is that +2? +2, okay.
+2, yes.
Want to make sure he's taking a 5th base as well, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, it is. His economy is still incredibly strong. Of course, you know, Jakji was relying on a lot of mules down here, and that's why it's spiking over and over again. But that's really his only mining base. He's going to have to take this orbital command and float it somewhere else in a bit.
Yeah, you can tell Jakji knows his time's running out. I mean, just look at the income right now that both players have. Jakji just can't really replenish his units quite as fast. And when you're a Terran player in that situation where you have to choose whether to make Marines or Marauders, depending on what you can afford is bad.
Oh, wow. He tries to go for it there, but those medevacs were so low that was almost all permanent damage from the stims. He does take a couple of units out, but eats yet another storm in just the way that HerO can sit back and delay this army over and over again with good storms. Look at that. That's all basically permanent damage. He just, Jakji just can't recover that right now.
Yeah, Warp Prism and Warp Prism speed as well. So HerO right now basically saying, yeah, I'm just going to make sure you never take any more bases this game. And I think he's going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
+3 shields with that beautiful blue color. We hardly ever see that. Upgrade is almost halfway done already for Liquid HerO. More Zealots coming in, thinning out the mineral count even more. Mineral line.
Yeah, that's the only mining that Jakji's doing as well. So as we can see, his mining is completely stopped.
Yeah. So Jjakji's only chance of winning this now, and he does have at least as large of an army as opponent does, again, because of the low worker count. But his only chance of winning is just getting the perfect engagement and then not losing too many units. Oh no, but the DT's coming in too.
Oh boy.
More stuff to deal with.
Yep.
For NSHS.Jjakji.
Super high DPS as well. And look at that. He ran one DT into the main, and that's where the scans went. And now the DTs that are running through the base down here are doing quite a bit of damage. This DT already with 7 kills. HerO hasn't even engaged with his army yet.
Yeah, I feel like this is kind of the unbreakable momentum phase now. I mean, I feel like HerO, even though he's got to contend with that large army, even though he's got to contend with the good control of NSHS.Jjakji, I feel like HerO's got this.
And looks like he's just trying to pick off as many units as he can. I'm sure he'll run back in that Dark Templar here in just a bit, just forcing so many scans out of his opponent. Just not a lot of energy left in. Uh-oh, he may be able to catch this army off guard. Good feedback's hitting Ghost.
Oh, that's huge. That's so huge to get the Ghost with the feedback. That is exactly what HerO needs. Still a few more EMPs going down.
Yes, but a big stim out of Jjakji's units. He is known to stim pretty liberally. And HerO throwing down just great positional storms, delaying his opponent for so long, causing more damage there, hitting a lot of the Vikings. Those are so low in health and going to be easy pickings for the Stalkers as well.
Yep.
More units trying to rally their way up. HerO actually going to his 6th base at the moment, up by 50 supply. Snipe hits one of the Templar, but he just has so much stuff remaining.
Oh, he does draw another stim, takes out another couple of Vikings, and HerO just kind of pulling Jjakji all over the map. He knows that Jjakji has to engage, and he can force him to engage in the worst way.
Yes, and that was such a good decision right there. Picks off all the Vikings, loses some Stalkers, but now his Colossi are just so much more powerful.
Yep,
all right, we're going to see if there's a big engagement here in a bit. Once again, HerO's almost maxed, and he has so many excess resources as well. Oh, turning those into a couple of Archons as he attacks through the side. He's got to watch out. A couple of units lost there. HerO may have had his attention elsewhere. Now he's going to start making his way up, and he's got to watch out. Those Colossi will die very quickly if exposed. One goes down, 2nd and 3rd going to fall along with the rest of the Archons. But again, Jjakji just has no way to replenish his army. These DTs inside of his base have just destroyed everything.
Yeah, he does kill HerO's army, and you did a great job of getting in that positioning, even with HerO kind of controlling the pace of things. But more storms going down. Oh, good job protecting the High Templar there. This is a scary army for HerO to deal with, though. He's going to need to kill this before Jjakji is going to GG.
All right, well, Jjakji, he's going through this Nexus. Is he going to just kill it? No, he leaves it up. He has one Marauder there. Marauder, it's your task. Go. These DTs, again, just preventing anything from being done. Jjakji would need to lift this and move that to another mining base so he could actually produce anything else, because he is more just concentrated on this army at the moment. The Warp Prism, very nice keeping those Templar alive, just dropping them down, allowing them to use their
HerO
storms.
Getting a bit sloppy here, leaving that Colossus on the open. Very lucky that he saves that.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, but those charge lots just eating up everything. Jjakji losing the vast majority of his army. He's down to 30 supply. That's it. GG, and HerO has won IPL Fight Club, knocking out the Codex champion NSHS.Jjakji.